Okay, I know it's been a little while since I made a video. I'm sorry for that, and I'm sorry for this being a boring video. But in this video, I'm going to explain how to fish. I mean, you already know how to fish, but fishing is it's uh it's more about increasing the odds of catching a fish. You know, every time you use the right type of line, that's going to increase the odds. Every time you use the right lure, that's going to increase the odds. Using the right rod, that's going to increase the odds. What you want to do is increase the odds so much that you actually get one. That's all you got to do. The most important thing is fishing where the fish are. I don't care if you got the right line, the right rod, the right lure. If you're fishing where the fish aren't, you're never going to get one. So the most important thing is to fish where the fish are. And where they are, there's a lot of knowledge that goes with fishing. You have to realize the fish are predators. You know, it's almost like every fish for himself. I mean, except for the panfish. The panfish really, I mean, they are a little aggressive, but like the bigger predator fish, I mean, they are really aggressive. And they're the ones that are every one for themselves. So pay attention to the drains. I know this is kind of a crude, rudimentary drawing, but pay attention to the drains, pay attention to the foliage, and pay attention to the banks. Also, let's say that's your pond. You're going up to fish. You're gonna fish right here. Okay, let's say it has a little pier. Okay, you don't have to necessarily tippy toe, but say you're walking up here. Let's try and make footprints. I don't know. These are my footprints. Say you're walking up here. As you get close to the pond, you want to walk lightly, not make a lot of commotion, a lot of noise. And then when you get on the pier, you want to continue not making a lot of commotion, not making a lot of noise. Because what the noise does is it sends vibrations in the water. And if you have a fish, say there's a little fish down there, he'll feel the vibrations and be like, oh shit, and take it off. So you want to kind of be careful. So I don't know. That's a snippet of what you need to pay attention when fishing. Okay, so let's say this is the pond that you want to fish in. Okay, see how it's circle. Okay, if you have any kind of foliage, any kind of structures, maybe there's a drain spout over here, maybe one over there. this by the drain spouts. This and over here, that is where you want to concentrate your fishing. Okay, if there's foliage and trees and you try it over there and you didn't get anything, you're gonna try here. You're gonna try at the base of the foliage out away from the shore, maybe 2 or 3 feet over in here. Okay, and then if you still don't get anything, say this foliage, when the sun hits it, it's gonna make a shadow over here. That's why you're fishing right there, because you want to fish. This is all shadow. You want to fish right where the shadow starts. And say this is shadow. You're going to want to fish right where the shadow starts. And fishing by the drains, that's especially good if it's rained recently. Okay, now let's say you have a pond that has, it's sort of like this shape. Okay, you're gonna want to fish right in here. This, say there's no foliage, there's no drains. This is your prime real estate for fishing. Okay, because you're gonna have fish that are in this side and want to go over to this side. Okay, well, if they're hugging this bank, they're gonna try and cut this corner right here, and they're gonna swim closer to this side. They're pretty lazy, just like people. You know, we take the shortest route that we can. The fish are gonna do the same thing. You know, they're gonna go right in here and go to this side. So I don't know if the fish are on this side and they're going there, hugging this bank. The most likely they're gonna go right in the middle, in between here, because that's gonna be the deepest. Okay, if it's hot out, it depends on the temperature. If it's hot, you know, they're gonna go deep. But if it's cold, they're gonna, well, I don't know. If it's real cold, they'll be down deep. But if it's sort of cold, they'll be up. There's a lot of stuff involved with knowing how to fish. I used to think it was luck, but now I know that there's a lot of things. The right line, the right location, the right lure, you know, what the clouds, is it cloudy or sunny, you know. This is my son with the, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that makes a big difference. You know, if the color of the lures make a big difference. You know, if the fish can't see the lure, he's not going to eat it. I mean, duh. Okay, hopefully you paid attention. You learned a little bit. If you didn't learn a lot, I'm sorry. All you can do is get out there and fish. You know, there's just so much to fishing. It's hard to explain and compact into a single video. Um, Maybe you'll make a series about how to fish. my goal is for my next video to be out by the water, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, just after it rains, it's actually a pretty good time to fish. You know, it expands the area that the fish live in, so they want to go out and explore. Okay, if I mean they're curious, just like me and you. You know, I mean, so they want to explore the new area. Okay, so they'll be out and about. What the rain also does is it washes stuff in from the bank, goes into the water. So the fish will eat that crap. Okay, they usually, after it rains, they usually feed a lot because they get all plump because there's so much food that's wildly abundant. And then like drains and like water runoffs where it's like concentrated flow of water, that's where you're going to have the most chance at catching a fish, because the runoff will concentrate the whatever's on the ground to wash into the water, and it also turns up the bottom. And I used to think that before a big storm was a bad time to fish, but I recently found out that the fish before a big storm huddle the bottom. So if you're fishing on the bottom before a big storm, you might get lucky. You might not. You never know. It's fishing. But having said that, if you listen to these tips and advice, you will have no problem catching a fish. You will get a fish. If you already know how to fish, then you just wasted, I don't know, 8 or 10 minutes or whatever, however long this video is, because you already know all this. But this is basically for people that don't really know this, because when you first start out fishing, you're not going to know this, and you're not going to even take some advice off some guy off YouTube. You have to get first-hand experience, then you know. So, but I'm telling you anyway, just an off chance that you'll be like, hey, you know, this actually makes sense. But if you don't think it makes sense, go out and try it. Try it and see if you can get one. I love catching fish. I love it. I think about it all the time.